I would love the Jinx.
Come on, Def, make it fun.
Oh, don't pick the Varus.
No different theories on what to take. Might just go ultra safety in the Varus, who wants to outrange the Syndra, stay out of trade range there, but some all-in options for Kalista. And the answering pick is going to be just the attempt to outscale with the Victor. Very interesting choice here. Definitely can be focused down in laning phase. If Sungwon gets the kickoff, Victor probably dies. Lava making his debut performance on a pressure laner this time on the Syndra. Wants to get some kills onto the Victor. And Key, who's been pretty targeted consistently in this series, coming off an MVP, considering his options, and goes engage. Now we get Fate's Call into Grand Entrance, into the quickness in some order. A lot of engage just from the attack damage carry and also support duo of ROX Tigers.
Yeah, I feel like their engage options are just limitless with this Rakan pickup. They can Grand Entrance, get some knockups, and then Fate's Call it immediately, and then Battle Dance his way back out again.
Why you see this, though, is that Varus and Victor are in pretty similar parts of the team fight. They're down the back trying to rein in damage from further away, but they also are both very weak against gap close. Endless gap close from the Fate's Call into the Rakan initiation. There'll be a lot of headaches from them unless they can get significantly ahead, start popping people with Lichbane Victor like we saw earlier today. Smeb wants to run the top lane and be a pressure point because they're taking some liberties, especially in the mid lane, drafting Victor into Syndra.
Yeah, this could be a very difficult game for KT. They do certainly have some picks that they are comfortable on. You've got Smeb's Renekton, you've got Victor for Pawn, which is what saw his resurgence, honestly, this particular season. His Victor, when he first started picking it up, was when KT started looking better and better. Varus, certainly a most played so far for Deft. The Braum from Marta, even though there is a hilarious video of him missing Qs, his Braum is still very, very good. So ladies and gentlemen, game number 3, the deciding match to see whether ROX can pull ahead over KT. From a lot of people, in fact, everybody else from the ROX Tigers is going to be here.
They're going to go for Smeb, you'd imagine.
Yeah, and that is going to be the Grand Entrance. I believe Smeb should be taken down. Probably take this as the Ignite is used. Gets a Summoner spell as well, not too bad. Just Pawn, okay, Songwon, you are in trouble. Thankfully, the tether range of that Chaos Storm isn't super high.
Varus is the only person who doesn't rotate. They draw a teleport out of it, but he does get free time in the bot lane. ROX had a good read that they needed to end the horror laning phase in top. Much more rare has been the lane swaps around the 8 to 12 minute mark to try and have some reinforcements around the Rift Herald. But with only an Ocean Drake as the spawn, ROX makes the right read, but slightly too late. Now,
oh, Cocoon's not going to land, but everything else is, as Key's going to jump back. Fate's Call comes in, Sungin just making sure that the Rakan is going to be safe. Marta, very aggressive as
they want more here. Yep, they're going in.
Yep, that's the teleport. Stand United comes in, but I don't think it's going to complete, and it's not, as Kalista is going to die. Deft, he got queued by the Lee Sin, but there were too many of his friends around, and now they're tanking the turret. This has been their downfall in the past, but they've got so much damage.
Just Spiderlings and a Braum this time, Atlas, a little bit more straightforward.
Yep, Fate's Call's going to come in. That's the knock-up. Does have a lot of damage to throw back as Sangyun's going to take some of it, but in the end, just not enough. 3 versus 1, 8 great odds. Pawn.
Too cute. I mean, they had the vision, remember. He had the ward just outside the entrance to the Rift Herald and still seemed to be surprised by the whole inner turret as Braum has made his way through, and he's going straight in on the Syndra.
Ultimate comes down. That is going to be Stand United there as well, but the stun comes in. Good
die.
Flash immediately afterwards, and Marta is going to be answered. Chaos Storm was a little bit late. Pawn not quite there to try and get his damage on top, and they can't get the pick.
Oh, a little bit too transparent in his bot lane.
Yep, Fate's Call comes in. That's the Grand Entrance. Quickness down there as well, and it's all too easy for Sungyun to grab his first kill. Marta flashes out of the way. No kick available for Songwon, but
that was just pushing in the top lane. They're trying to make something happen. Oh, it does register.
Yeah, see you later. That is going to be no summoners and no lava anymore. Thankfully, we can walk on the ground again, Papa Smithy. Okay, can they get the follow-up kill here? At least in pretty slippery, so we'll be able to make it out.
Going to contest a control ward because they didn't need to be.
To bully KT instead of the other way around. Fate's Call is going to come out once again. Another Grand Entrance. That's going to land onto Deft. He's going to use the flash, gets himself out of the way. Quickness not going to make it as there's the flash from Linderong. Deft is the target. They're going to take Marta down as well. Grand Entrance, it's off cooldown. And Deft is most certainly going to be dead. 2 easy picks from the Tigers, and this just looks like rinse and repeat. Each time that combo's up, they're going in.
And it means much more than that. They're going to turn onto the Baron, cleanse at the wrong time by Deft, so actually didn't disengage much of the CC and still was knocked up and eventually chased down. They turn onto this Baron. We already know that the contest is so hard, and Pawn, I think, needs to just get there and load in damage, otherwise this could just be Baron to ROX Tigers.
Well, Smeb, he's going to try and do what he can to cancel this one out. Key there as well. They don't have a lot of their ultimates and abilities as Smeb finds his way forward. Chaos Storm running around in here, but that is going to be the Baron secured by the Tigers. KT, disadvantage as far as the amount of people that they have, but the health bars are certainly there, but it looks like ROX are going to be able to successfully disengage. And this could be the beginning of ROX Tigers' comeback victory. And now the map's getting smaller and smaller once again. There's the grand entrance. Deft not going to be able to get out of the way of this one, and we've seen this before from Deft. Just a little bit too far up on his own.
Yeah, QSS just does nothing, you know, with this particular Wombo engage. So much range, the Fate's Call as well. Might probably get a kill on Lava.
Yeah, Dominus should tick down.
That AoE is trolling him really hard.
Yeah,
but gets the kill anyway.
It's going to be it. Okay, Sungin trying to get out of the way of Chaos Storm. Doesn't look like it's doing any damage at all. Turning into one of my favorites, Papa Smithy, because that Fate's Call grand entrance, it feels like...
Are they still there? Let's toggle that vision. There it is.
Oh dear. That is 4 versus 1. You killed our new guy! See, this is... The bullies don't always win, Papa Smithy.
I did mention the score never win.
Okay, Lava potentially in trouble as Deft is going to at least get himself out of death range, and Lava is going to be punished once again. Extraordinarily low. Smeb up here. There's the Fate's Call. Now they're going for it. They want to take down Deft, but he gets himself out of the way. Mata is going to be the one falling low. Great Glacial Fissure before he falls. Has now scored. He's been stunned up. That's the kick back onto Smeb, and he's being kited to death. Pawn, he's just going to head into the mid lane. He's clearing out that turret. And they saw that, and they said, well, I guess we'll take a Baron, and we'll see whether we actually lose this inhibitor. They're going to. I don't know whether that's necessary.
It's almost gone, but they've been denied for 2 minion waves, 2 Baron buff minion waves as well. What will KT do? Will they be able to force something? For now, they're tending towards moving back.
Yep, this tower is going to fall down. He was looking for some sort of engagement as the snare does come in. Redemption.
Very early Redemption.
Help, yeah.
Wasn't the best use of Redemption there.
Okay, that's going to be the engage onto Pawn. Still not dead just yet, though, and he can put down his buttons, at least in this teamfight. Score grabs one back, but that's soon immediately taken down. Deft is going to be destroyed. It's a double kill. And can the ROX Tigers take the game right here? That's the ace, and they only lose Lava. Inhibitor will fall. There's still a Baron buff, and that is the comeback victory for the ROX Tigers.
ROX Tigers reverse sweep KT Rolster just like SKT did earlier this week. We wondered, could KT come back? Would their mentality be broken? Game 1, emphatic yes, they can come back. But then over the course of the series, the same eerie problems for KT Rolster that infested them in spring, infest them in summer. And on the debut of Lava, you see the celebrations. They are still right down in the middle of the pack, but they are separating themselves from the bottom, and they have got a famous scalp on this day.
Oh, it's just incredible play from these guys.